In October 2017, something extraordinary slipped into our solar system, quietly, without any warning. A faint, ghost-like traveler drifted out of the endless dark, moving so silently that no instrument noticed it at first. Only later did astronomers realize that something truly unusual had entered our celestial neighborhood. It was not just another rock or comet. It was a visitor unlike anything humanity had ever observed, strange, unexpected, and completely outside the boundaries of what scientists thought was possible. A thin streak of light appeared in telescope images, barely visible against the blackness of space. It shimmered like a distant whisper, fragile but insistent, almost as though it wanted to be seen. Its speed was astonishing, far beyond what any natural solar system object travels. It swept through the planets with elegance and uncanny precision, following a path that felt almost intentional. No spacecraft had launched it. No previously known orbit could explain it. It was as if the universe had tossed a piece of itself toward us, asking humanity to pay attention. Observatories around the world detected it, just a tiny point of light sliding across the void. Its motion was smooth, controlled, strangely purposeful. At first, experts assumed it was a comet, an icy wanderer carrying frozen material from the birth of some distant system. But comets leave glowing tails of dust and vapor when sunlight warms them. This visitor produced none. No jets, no spray of particles, not even the faintest blur of gas. It simply moved, silent, clean, and deliberate. Then came the realization. This was the first known object to enter our solar system from interstellar space. It had traveled for ages through the cold emptiness between stars. A true outsider. A messenger from somewhere completely unknown. It was named Oumuamua, a Hawaiian term meaning, a scout arriving from far away. A fitting name for something that seemed to carry cosmic history on its surface. Its orbit was hyperbolic, not a loop, not an ellipse, meaning it would pass the Sun once and never return. It had originated from a place we may never reach and would vanish forever into the dark beyond. Oumuamua flashed past at nearly 315,000 km per hour, bending around the Sun and shooting outward again. But then the strangest discovery emerged. After passing the Sun, it began accelerating slightly, without any visible cause. No gas jets. No debris. No thrust of any kind. Every scientific model struggled to explain the behavior. Something was pushing it, but nothing could be seen. Ideas began to surface. Could it be made of exotic hydrogen ice that evaporates invisibly? Could it be a shard of nitrogen from a dead exoplanet? Or, was it possible that the object wasn't natural at all? A few researchers suggested a daring idea. Perhaps Oumuamua was a light sail, an ultra-thin structure designed to glide using starlight. If so, the acceleration made sense. If so, its origin might not be natural. For the first time in modern science, people wondered not just what it was, but who might have built it. As it faded into deep space, telescopes lost sight of it. Only questions remained. Questions that stirred humanity's oldest curiosity. Are we truly alone? Yet the story didn't end there. In 2021, the James Webb Space Telescope unfolded in space, a golden observatory built to pierce the universe with unprecedented clarity. Orbiting nearly 1 million miles from Earth, its massive mirrors were capable of seeing details the human eye had never dreamed of. Among the many mysteries Webb was prepared to investigate, one was the interstellar visitor that had slipped away years earlier. Far beyond Neptune, Oumuamua drifted outward, still faint, still mysterious. Webb searched for its light, and slowly, an image emerged. It appeared long and narrow, almost needle-like, its form ever so slightly twisted, as if it had been shaped by the tides of space itself. The surface was uneven and rugged, covered with pits, channels, and scorch marks carved by uncountable collisions with microscopic dust grains drifting between the stars. Every scar was a memory. Every fracture was a reminder of the brutal, silent storms it had survived over billions of years. It didn't look like an asteroid formed inside our solar system. It didn't look like a comet shaped by our sun. It looked ancient, older than any planet, older even than many stars. It resembled a relic, a fossil from a time before the Earth existed, a fragment of the galaxy's distant past. What stunned scientists even more were the strange chemical fingerprints hidden in the faint light bouncing off its surface. Spectra revealed complex carbon molecules, chains and structures rarely seen together. There were metallic components fused into the rock, glints of exotic alloys that don't naturally form in the calm environments around our sun. Fragments of crystal dust were embedded within it, alongside minerals that hinted at violent births, supernova shockwaves, collapsing stars, and chaotic young planetary systems. Every wavelength of light peeled back another layer of its story. It was as though the object carried a library of cosmic history within its structure. Metals mingled with carbon chains, crystalline particles melted into stone, and compounds forged under pressures and temperatures unimaginable on Earth. And yet, despite all this, the mystery deepened. Because its strange behavior, its impossible, ghostly acceleration, could not be explained. No jets of gas. No debris. No visible force. Yet it drifted forward with a gentle, steady push, almost like a feather gliding on a breeze no one could see. This led researchers to a startling idea. Perhaps it wasn't being pushed by gas at all. Perhaps it was so light and thin in some places that sunlight itself could move it, much like a solar sail. Nature could, in theory, produce such objects in rare conditions. But the possibility that it had been engineered by someone, somewhere, sometime long before humans existed, that idea refused to fade. Theories multiplied. Some scientists wondered whether Oumuamua might carry the building blocks of life. Interstellar panspermia, the idea that life's ingredients travel through space on wandering objects, gained new momentum. If a rock like this could shelter dormant organic compounds for billions of years, then perhaps worlds across the galaxy share more than we realize. Perhaps the first sparks of life on Earth could have arrived on a visitor very much like this one. For humanity, the encounter was transformative. It pushed us to imagine futures that once belonged only to science fiction. New mission concepts were drafted. Fast robotic probes powered by sunlight, plasma engines, and laser-driven sails. Ships capable of chasing future interstellar visitors, intercepting them, and studying them up close. New telescopes were designed to watch the edges of our solar system, ready for the next messenger that drifts in from the deep. Oumuamua reminded humanity that the universe is far stranger, far deeper, and far more alive with possibilities than we once believed. Its arrival might have been a cosmic accident, or it might have been part of something larger, a quiet nudge from the universe telling us to keep searching. Now it drifts in the far distance, beyond even the reach of the James Webb Space Telescope. A tiny, fading glimmer moving toward regions of space no human eye has ever seen. But with it, it carries the questions we whispered into the dark. It carries our imagination, our dreams, and the restless curiosity that pushes our species to explore. In the end, the story of Oumuamua is not just about a mysterious object. It is about us, our hunger to understand the unknown, our courage to confront cosmic mysteries, and our refusal to stop asking the biggest questions of all. It reminds us that the universe is not quiet. It speaks, sometimes softly, sometimes in passing, and every now and then, a messenger arrives to tell us that the story of creation is still unfolding.